So good evening, welcome to the Donny Chaingang with me, Matt Payne, live once again on Downing Cycling YouTube channel, back in the full speed event or beer cellar studios, and a bit of a busy week this week because we've got lots going on, just coming off the back of the World's Masters. We've got, of course, the Crosscast that's just come out. Thank you everybody who's downloaded that. I know lots of people who've been watching the show gone on to that as well. You can get that on Spotify, iTunes, and so on. Neil, who regularly is on the ride himself, reviewing all of the Masters action on there. Don't forget, of course, Tuesday we had our first giveaway, and we went off to Bologna, where we saw Damien Clayton be the first of our riders back, managing to break clear once again. Now the riders are going to have to get themselves together to deal with this one. He's given it some big beans. We know as a professional rider he's got the fuel, he's got the armour, he's got the firepower to take it out and win. But he has been caught. He is defeatable. And tonight, because Russ is unfortunately busy tonight, it means that the good news is we get the one and only Jimmy Allen, the Wolf, who is back with. And Jimmy, actually, if you're a member of the DCG gang, you'll know that the video that we actually sent out to do a pre-recce so you could actually see what it is actually features Jimmy the last time that we were here. So Jimmy well knows this. Now, one of the things we are waiting for is hopefully we're going to get the tech working, and there's going to be a transfer across of Russ's yellow beacon, a bit like a ceremony. It's going to magically appear over Jimmy as soon as the ride goes and Russ isn't on there. But we are doing a little bit of testing on this one, and it is totally beyond our control. So if it all goes a bit Pete Tog, look out for the man who looks like he's from La Claire, riding with a disc back in the deep front. Everybody's going to point him out anyway along the way, but should jump straight back in over to Jimmy. In the meantime, of course, we've got lots of giveaways to come up because it is the 12 DCGs of Christmas. Got to say a massive thank you to Ian Taylor at 1080, who's been working with everybody to make sure it happens and stitching it all together. And tonight it is another of our Nonnas nights. Now, Russ isn't with us, but before we kicked off the season, he did say he has 2 Halo caps to give away. So we're going to give away the first one exclusively to the DCG members on our random number giveaway. The second one is going to go out as a ho-ho-ho DCG message on the board, on the ride, for our riders on the ride. And then the big prize, the Nonnas hamper. Now, this was won by Trevor Crehan on Tuesday, well over £100 with amazing goodies. And that is going out to people on the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. They're the guys who keep the show on the road, so it's just a little way that we can say thank you. So without further ado, let's dive on to the random number generator. That is our random number generator. It's actually a Yorkshire one, this one. It goes way up. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Aye, and so on. So the numbers currently run 1 to 109. And it is one rider, one prize, and that means our previous prize winners, Malcolm Thorne, Tiff Fletcher, Caroline Mansfield, Andrew Edwards, and Trevor Crehan, are ineligible for any more of the prizes. So even if they jump on to the fastest finger first ho-ho-ho DCG, they're going to be DQ'd from it straight away anyway. So, and the same on this. So their number's not actually into the mix, which is why we've got 109. So we are going to randomly press the stop button. It's all lined up. I have no idea where it's going to stop. I keep on playing the game and trying to stop it where I want it to go. It can't be done. Just can't be done. So let's press the button, and it is going to be Chris Darby. Chris Darby is going to be our very first winner. Chris, you have won a Halo cap. So Chris Darby, I'm literally typing his name as we speak. Chris Darby, you are our first Halo cap winner. Congratulations. It does mean, of course, not eligible now for the rest of the prizes, but one of our members on the DCG gang. Fire the machine up again, and we're going to let it stop randomly somewhere. Let's see where it ends up. Number 64. This is for the Nonnas hamper. Number 64. Bum, 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 bum. Is a very fast sprinter. Somebody who we know can mix it up with the best in the women's DCG and the men's DCG. The one and only Sammy Stewart. Congratulations, Sammy. You have just won yourself a fantastic Nonnas hamper. So, Sammy Stewart, winner of the anonymous hamper. Member of the DCG gang right the way through to the end of the year. Congratulations to Chris. Congratulations to Sammy. We will be in touch with all of this week's winners at the end of the week, and we'll be getting you in touch with the team. So congratulations to Sammy winning the anonymous hamper, and to Chris winning the Halo cap. And got to say a big thank you to 1080 for stitching it all together over the month. We've one more Halo caps to go tonight, and that is going to be mid-ride. So let's have a quick chat with the man who is responsible for stitching everything together, if we can get hold of him at relatively short notice, because we are trying to get hold of the one and only Jimmy Allen. Fingers crossed, he's on the end of the phone line. Hello, Jimmy.
Evening, Matt.
Good.
Panic.
Don't panic. You're well enough known that you don't need to worry about the fact you haven't yet got a beacon. Now, the theory is that Jimmy is now our default beacon. Congratulations, mate, for that dubious honour. Now that Russ but it does mean that, in theory, with the moment the ride starts and Russ isn't here, that it will automatically appear over your head. But this is totally untried, untested, so we will find out today whether it works. If not, it could be entertaining.
I was sort of expecting it to appear on the start line, but that makes sense. If it's as soon as we start, it realises Russ is not here, and then by default it goes to me, I guess.
In theory, but we will see.
Makes sense.
I'm going to hold my hand up and say, not tried it. Nothing to do with me. I'm going to keep my fingers and my toes crossed that it works. We've got a great gang, and this is somewhere that you've been the leader for before, round Gotham Grind, and we're going to be giving away a cap part way through, and I'm sure you'll be pinging up the details of that, and we'll be putting them out there as well. But focusing on tonight's ride, it's quite an undulating course, isn't it? So it's going to take a little bit of control to start off with.
Yeah, we really need to concentrate as a group. Just put a message on it. It's one of these courses that's it's not too hilly, but it's just rolling. So you've got to stay tight on the downhills. You got to, and obviously we need people to just be concentrating on the front, not racing off. Otherwise, it could all split, and it could be a bit of a pain. But the gang know what they're doing, so I'm sure it'll be fine. We've got enough riders to sort of keep it all together. So any new riders, just stay off the front and don't chase the front, and everything should be fine.
Definitely. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to let you go. We're inside that last minute, and we'll brief everybody on what this course looks like. You don't need this. You've done this more times than I have, I think, pretty much. So, enjoy it, and I've got more than my fingers crossed that that yellow beacon will appear in sometime in the next sort of 38 seconds or so.
Okay, mate. Catch you later.
Good luck. Catch you soon.
Bye.
So good to catch up with Jimmy and our leader. We've got Richard Lamid. Should be our red beacon buried in the midst of the pack as well. So we have Gotham Grind, the fastest course that is lumpy and bumpy. It's essentially a figure of 8. We come out from the start line, do a right-hand turn, and then go around the short loop through the sprint line. Then we go around our big loop, and then we go around our short loop, and then we go around our big loop. You get the idea. Basically, 5 full laps. So it's 5 short and 5 long. That is a total of 46.8k. 46.8k. And that should, famous last words, give us the distance required, 46.8, the distance required to get us in and through the line. Now, the riders away, and they know they've got 480 metres of climbing. Let's see how these riders get on. Just taking a little bit of a double check on that profile, because the profile is key. Without the profile, you don't get that true feeling of just how bumpy this route is. And it is really, really bumpy here. So it is really, really entertaining. On this course, we're out and heading around onto the little loop. We go around that little loop, and then we go over and around the big loop. As you can see, no flat on this course, so it really does have a habit of spreading out and splitting up. So it's going to be down to the gang to keep it all together. We are in the presence, though, of 2 of our normal leaders, because just getting news that out on the course, actually out there, we have Emma, our women's leader, and Jimmy Allen, the standing men's leader. And it looks like that yellow beacon has not transferred across, which means that it's all gone a little bit peak-tongue, and the tech didn't work. But this could be a very interesting test of just how our riders are riding. Let's drop some stats in. I think we're currently following Colin Bell, Beefy, who is on the ride and already riding nice and strongly. We're going to have a little hunt through here for Jimmy Allen, who is, I think, floating roundabout in the gang, and you can just see as we move our way through, the riders are all going to show up on the screen in ones and twos. So our red beacon is Mr. Langmid. He's the man at the back, and expect to see a few people just dropping in as Richard makes his way up here. So Jimmy popping up the numbers. Rule number 1, stay off the front, 2 right, and all these are essential. Remember, make sure you listen to Jimmy, make sure you follow those instructions. If in doubt, watch out for our ride leaders and our regular riders like Emma. They know the score about pulling it together. Rule 2, don't chase the front. 1, stay off the front. 2, don't chase the front. Find Jimmy Allen. It's going to keep your eyes and your wits about you trying to hang on to him. Jimmy is the only man who is in charge of calling the shots, so his word goes. Now, let's dive in. Let's head into the Donny Chaingang. Let's see if we can find Jimmy Allen on the Donny Chaingang. So rule number 4, don't panic. Dead right. Absolutely key. On the way round, we are going to see if we can hunt for the one and only Jimmy Allen. The Wolf, as he's known, all our leaders end up with a nickname one way or another. So we have Jimmy Allen the Wolf, we have Emma Payne the Boss, and we have Russ the Bear, the original nickname that was out there. And Jimmy buried in that pack somewhere, quite where. It makes definitely interesting to find out there. Looks like Bertie Widdowson's in this squad as we just take a look. Oh yeah, and rule 5, don't poke him. Don't poke the badger or the wolf as he's known, because very simply he will go early, he will go late, and Jimmy absolutely superb leader with lots of great communication. So generally holds it together well, and I suspect we're going to have exactly the same again. So, this is the man, Jimmy Allen, on the ride. And you're going to just jump in to go see Jimmy. This is your buddy. This is the one that we are looking for. You're aiming to sit on this man, because Jimmy Allen is ride leader for the night. He's the man that you're looking to stay around. So stay blobbed up on Jimmy. Don't chase the front. If it splits and there's a gap up at the front, we won't be chasing it and we won't focus on it. The aim will always be to look at Jimmy, and Jimmy won't chase. Jimmy is very good at keeping on the pace. Well, Mr. Fulton, if he's not in your group, you're too far up the front, mate. Nice and easy. You need to find Jimmy. If you are further than 100 riders away, you won't see him. So remember, Jimmy Allen dived into the back of the group. Aim is to sit with the group and just having a little bit of a check through the group, and good to see Damien Clayton busy making sure the ride goes together. He's a pro rider, and we know he's going to be in with the squad. So it is the colourblind Rubik's Cube. This is the man. If you're watching it on your live screen, this will give you an indication of whereabouts he is in the group if you find any of these riders. These are the nearest 100 riders to the gang. Now, if we take a little bit of a run up the road, you'll soon see magically we're going to get riders all rolling in and around the front, and just working our way up towards the front of the pack here. So looks like the front just taking it nice and steady here. Remember the aim here to sit at about the 2 to 2.5 at the moment. So just going to have a wander up as close as we can to the front. Not always the easiest thing. Mr. Craggill, get off those 3.8s. Same with Mr. Mayland. Josh, knock it off, buddy. We need you to be dragging this group back rather than forwards. I like it, the Le Monde with the Yorkshire accent. That is a good description. Just having a look for Mr. Clayton. Looks like Damon just dropping it to the back with the gang here. So this group just starting to come together. So the aim is to pick up the group. Aim is to find that Mondrian kit, find the group. So it will split on this course, as you can see, top of the map. Regularly splits up, opens up, and then you find that the group will come back together again. Don't panic, don't jump on the front, don't rip it up. Easy said than done, that is for sure. So, Jimmy Allen just up the road from me, so it is going to be all about that halo cap. First of all, just riding in. Jimmy with the disc wheel in that Mondrian kit, just about to stick his nose out in the bid, riding S-Works in the grey. So, Jimmy is tucked in nicely in the back of the main pack. Our red beacon, Richard Langmead, I think he's going to get a lot of customers tonight, and you can just see as this group comes through. It is a course that probably the one course you really don't want your beacon to be missing on, going up over Gotham Grind, because it is bumpy, but it will regroup, so it's all about sticking together. The Donny Chaingang riders are legendary in amongst Swift for their ability to work it together to keep it all nice and smooth. So remember, guys, keep it all nice together again. Josh, he hadn't typed it on his own, so he does need to type it solo. Otherwise, if he just types that, so at the moment the message is just going out of what you will see. So good to have Ted in. So the group around our de facto yellow beacon, the man who should be, it is Jimmy Allen of the Stellaton. If you look for the Stellaton riders, they tend to work well together. If you're in front of people like Liam Calloway, Mr. Stedman, then don't panic. So right hand turn, heading up, make sure you keep a view behind. This is really going to test our riders' ability to find those riders. So let's have a quick shift here. Our red beacon. Remember, the red beacon's all of volunteers and doing an amazing job of making sure the gruppetto is being driven at the right pace. And as you can see, Richard Langmead in here, riding nice and strongly. The Welshman at the moment has got tickets on his heels here, and looks like this is going to be our bus. So fantastic. Good to have Mr. Herring back in. He's just made it in. So just jumping just up ahead a little bit, up towards the front of the group. Quick reminder, guys, no need to be on the front. Doesn't do any good, doesn't help anybody, and generally, actually, all you'll do is just pull the group into little pieces. Looks like Damien looking after the group at the back here as well. So riding nice and strong, just doing the work at the back. Loving the regroup. Mr. Clayton has found... So if you look for Damien Clayton, you will also find the gang. You'll find Jimmy in here. So just keeping an eye on our riders, just watching the team working well together on the gang. Hopefully keeping everything nice and smooth. Remember, it's all about keeping the gang in one piece, holding everything together. And it looks like we've got a pretty good blob here. Looks like one rider on the way up, and we are on our way up the front here. So looking pretty smooth as the riders come through. Remember, we finish at this banner after another 5 laps. It's going to be 1 lap's done, and it's going to be 5 to go when we hit the line. See just how fast the group moving at the moment as the gang come through. Unlike our little avatar, we do say that our avatar goes nowhere. We do literally mean. So don't worry if you're not right on the very front. The key here is to try and hold that blob together. This is the skill that will keep you riding well when you are in the racing. because it's all about working together as a team generally, and that is key when you are trying to make sure that the squad is going well. So it looks like Neil Tuki just tucked in here. So anyone seen Miss Cookie? The answer is yes, floating around in the middle of the group last I saw. This is what we want to see. We want to see that group working well together. Don't forget, of course, it is all about making sure you sit in with that pack. Remember, it's the nearest 100 riders that you're going to see on screen. So stay tight over the bump. Great instructions coming through. Jimmy always on the ball with his communication, which is great to see, and just sitting on Jimmy at the moment. So Jimmy Allen tucked in the group here, doing a great job. 10k in. And remember, it's going to be a total of 6 laps. If we just pull you that map profile up once again, so you can just see at the moment it is 5 laps in total. Sorry, it's 4 laps to go as they hit the line last time. So 4 laps to go as they hit the line last time. I'm loving the number of people on the hunt for other people in the gang. Always tricky to catch up with people when you're out on the ride. So the gang riding well. Remember, it's all about making sure that you stay around this man today. No yellow beacon to make it easy for you. So it is about finding a particular rider and hanging on to them. That rider you're looking for, Jimmy Allen. Think DT Swiss Wheels. Okay, he's on there. Tom, no, I didn't chuck another one on, mate. It's just with everything else that we're trying to sort out simultaneously. Which is literally just about making sure we got it right and counting backwards whilst doing multiple tasks. It's always a limit to how many of those I can do. So Jimmy sat nicely in this group. Jimmy will give it a real good workout, and we know that Jimmy Allen is always going to be really entertaining. He's going to be good value for money when the riders are riding. We're just going to drop back to our beacon as we work our way up and back in with Jimmy. And looks like this group are riding well at the moment and looking good. So just Jeff rolling at the back of that pack. So no sprints tonight due to the splitting nature of this course, and I'm not surprised. So we're going to see if we can get hold of Jimmy mid-ride. I know he's got his hands somewhat full at the moment, but you never know. We might be able to have a quick word with the Wolf. It's certainly working well at the minute. So let's see if on the end of the line we can get the one and only Jimmy Allen. Jimmy, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I was panicking, like I said, panicking a bit at first, even though that's rule number 4. Rule number 4, no, don't panic. But I'm panicking. I was panicking a bit, but to be honest, so far so good. Everybody knows that. Yeah, people are staying together. It splits anyway. This course we know, don't we? It's almost impossible to keep together perfectly. But I'll take so far. It's pretty tight.
It is, and everybody getting the plan. It's good to see Damien Clayton coming back and really trying to make sure everybody stays together, and seeing some of our big hitters really working at the back to hold everybody in. So that's what we want to see. It's the experienced riders at times like this that really can make it happen. We've seen Emma as well actually on the ride, so we've got the women's yellow beacon on the ride as well. So between the experienced riders, our regular leaders, if people can't work it out what they're doing, then they need to pay more attention, because there's some days when it doesn't go to plan, just like in real life when you're out on a real life race. It's the same thing.
Exactly, and to be honest, I think that's how many rides we've got. Well over 100, haven't we, today again? And people are playing ball. And I say the nature of this course is coming down the back straight now. And once we get over this little lump in a couple of kilometres coming up, then it's going to split on that last bit anyway. As long as we regroup on the straight into the finish, the last sort of 2 or 3 kilometres where it flattens out a little bit, then we should be fine.
Indeed. And of course, we've still got that hat to give away. I've seen lots of people getting a little bit previous with their the 3 hoes and the initials of the ride and their name. I'm not going to say it because somebody will type it, but they need to wait today. They need to wait for you. You're the boss out there on the road, so they're going to have to wait for you to give that signal. So I'm not going to rub into anybody. I'm not going to actually mention it now until it's for real. So I'm going to leave you to do the same, no doubt, because it's always good to catch people unawares. And let's face it, the Wolf wouldn't have the reputation he does if he didn't catch people unawares.
Absolutely, yeah. It's
excellent. We're going to let you dive on in with the gang, looking really good and loving the fact that everybody's just piling in with them. Even though
I just seen it, yeah. Yeah, reading the comments now.
It's absolute genius, the fact that we haven't actually said the magic words yet. It's just like random. Brilliant to see. Well, good luck, Jimmy, and hopefully we'll be adding another winner.
Yeah,
I'm loving the fact that Ted's put it in and put I'm ineligible anyway. You're dead right, you are, mate.
Worth a try.
Definitely, always worth a try. It won't get past the reruns, believe me. Excellent, good stuff. We'll catch you soon. Cheers, Jimmy. Good luck.
All right, mate. Catch you later. Bye.
So great to catch up with Jimmy out on the ride, and still looking pretty smooth in there with our riders riding well together up onto the climb at the moment. We're just in with Briggs at the moment as we come up this 10% climb. Just watching Tiff Fletcher coming screaming on past. At the moment, Carl Briggs out of the saddle here, kicking out those awards. Got Chris Idell. Idell, of course, of Velasky, one of our key supporters. You can see them at the bottom. And remember, if you remember the DCG gang, discounts on that as well. Jimmy just sitting at the back of this pack and just making sure everything is all together. So looking super smooth as we just see Liam Callaway on his way past. So Jimmy tucked in this group nicely at the back of the gang. Let's see who's watching the group at the moment as Jimmy makes his way down the straight here. So let's see who was paying attention to where Jimmy, our leader, was. You can see the group around him here. Gail Phillips tucked in nicely here. You can just see Liam in here. You can see looks like Chris Iredale just in that little pack at the back there. So that's a very tight group. So great to see the gang sitting in and now collecting Liam Callaway. The front pack just having to ease off, and that's what we want to see. We want to see them come together. We want to see the group working together, paying attention. Remember, we've always said the Donny Chaingang is there so that everybody gets a ride, so we wind it up so that everybody gets some pace. But we are also really, really important. What's really, really important is that people learn when they're on the chain gang. No point just doing this if all you're doing is turning your legs around. You've got to exercise that brain a bit as well, whether that is working out when to chase or whether it is working out when to sit, how to communicate, when to hit the vital messages up and down, when to talk to the DS. Absolutely critical, and as you can see if you're watching live, the squad just breaking up a little bit. If we take a look up the road on the map at the top, it is just splitting a little on the front. It is a real bumpy route, 15k in, 26 minutes of riding in. So keeping an eye on Jimmy at the moment. This group around him looking good as they come down the straight. So just watching this pack looking good. So Jimmy just making sure everybody is just easing back and getting themselves closer to our leader. And just pulling it back in to that pack, just sitting in with Jimmy, just to give an extra little piece of assistance. So we're not going to scroll up and down the screens as much as normal, and that's quite simply because the squad are quite simply working the way around and trying to stay with Jimmy. Hard to find Jimmy when it is spread out, and looks like the magic is, oh my goodness, watch them snowing coming in now. Super fast there. That, I think, is going to go to a replay. I think it was Mr. Tukey. We're going to have a double check when we play that back, but I am pretty certain Neil Tukey was the first one I saw just on the screens. It's the first one that comes up on my game screen, which was in there. I'm loving the fact that we've got ho DCG map paid for Craig. You could bring it back to me, but well done everybody. That is definitely going to go. Just we're just playing it back actually in the background on one of the other computers down here. I've got a little bit of assistance tonight. We have Frey giving us a little bit of a hand, and it is ho DCG Neil Tukey. So Neil Tukey, congratulations, Neil, our winner of the Halo cap. So well done to Neil. That was super fast. Remember, there's a reason we have it on my screens, because on my screens we're watching Jimmy. So if you're close to Jimmy, your message will pop up first beyond the ones that are further out. Tip from the top as we work our way through. So great to see the riders working well. So congratulations to Neil. I am loving the fact he's been hovering over send for the last 10 minutes. All that for a baseball cap, mate. It must be nearly as politically charged as me. So congratulations to Neil. Winner on the DCG gang, out on the Donny Chaingang with the squad. The riders are riding well. Just looking at this little bit of a split up the road. So if you are in front of Gail Phillips at the moment, you will see that there is a split, a gap, a opening of the waves. You need to move it back together, guys. Just watching Gale at the moment, and as you can see, that group with Gale in just starting to sweep people up. This should pull back together again pretty quickly. So just taking a little bit of a look. So this is our next split coming up just in front. So the aim is to roll up back closer together. Currently hitting 17.5k in, half an hour done, as Gale tows the groups together here. So it's the way the draft works. That big group on the front at the moment are just having the advantage of the draft, and it does mean that the squad a little bit further back are going to be fighting for position at the moment. Just in with Charlie Mason. Charlie doing a great job up on the front. They're just ticking along and not going mad. He's just in that. He's in the main pack there with Jimmy, who is buried in the middle of this. Kieran just a little bit further back. Could have Cam Fraser on the ride as well. Now, Cam definitely one of the fast men, and definitely one of those riders who we know can move it up and down. Let's see how many people can put up the message back to Jimmy. All pile on Jimmy. This is the aim. So all pile on Jimmy is the cry. That's the aim. We're going to see there's some big splits in there. That long line definitely well strung out at the moment. So the aim is to be at Jimmy. To give you an idea, Jimmy's just going under the lap banner now. Just going under the lap banner now if you're watching live. So Jimmy went under the lap banner at 31 minutes 40. And that'll give you a good indication of how far in front you are. If you doubt, stick the screen onto press key 6 and you'll see behind you huge amount of riders behind, and that's key. So Mr. Sudbury, just from Fusion, doing a little bit of a drop back here, just clearly awaiting to pick the group up. So Jimmy Allen at the moment is at 19.2, 19.1, 19.2k at the moment, and as you can see, a bit of a lonely rider from Jimmy's got one pack with him, which is this one. This is Jimmy Allen's group. This is the front of the chain gang. Everybody else off the front is definitely stretching it out more than needed. The aim of the game, keep it all together, really is about holding it with Jimmy Allen, who is riding well here. If in doubt, have a little hunt on your screens, put Jimmy as a friend. So you can just see, looks like that was Emma just on the way through there. Emma, of course, our leader on the WOW DCG. WOW DCG back next week. And we're on a bit of a beast because we're going to be going up Climbers Gambit. We saw its debut on the group on the Donny Chaingang not all that long ago. A route I've been wanting to put in for a while. It's come out finally as an event only. And straight in we went with it and got that on the Donny Chaingang. Sure we got that in. Now we've put it into the women's only Wednesday, the Climbers Gambit, and in fact the ZRL league, the race league coming up is going to be going on. So the new season of Rise is going to be going over the top of Climbers Gambit as well. So a good way to practice if you are going to be racing on the ZRL and you're one of our female riders. Jump into the Chaingang. Now that blob has pretty much reformed as they make the way through. Brilliant to see the groups coming back together again. Remember, the aim is to sit on Jimmy Allen. Looks like the front of the main group at 7 seconds. Remember, the group won't chase you, the leader won't chase you. We will always focus on where that leader is. Jimmy Allen buried nicely in the middle of the pack as they make the way around. 36 minutes of riding on here. Says Jimmy says, stay off the front, don't chase the front, don't be the person on the front. If you're on the front, you're in the wrong place. The aim is to stay by the one and only Jimmy Allen. So the riders in a decent sized blob here, and that is the aim of the game, to keep rolling in the middle of that group. And if we take a little bit of a zoom out, you can just see that group rolling together nicely here as we just take a little bit of a look back. Matt Nunn just pushing on in. Looks like Andy Hawes here just with another group. So Andy and Kieran just working the way up here. I think Andy just riding alongside Bobby Mason. So Mason in that gang as Andy's in there, Chris Idell, Bobby Mason. Nice pack here. Looks like they've got Taylor in the group there as well. A.D. Dench sitting in the pack. Just interesting to see a lot of people making sure that they've got the disc back wheel in an aero frame. That's the front pack at the moment is the one that is containing the leader. Everybody else easing up for him. Brilliant to see. Thank you so much, guys. It makes Jimmy's job much easier. It makes my job much easier when everybody plays that game and does the business so well. Absolutely superb. Jimmy, born leader, yes, indeed. There is a reason why he does it for a living, guys. We can tell you that right now. Now, just seeing tickets and Lamy, we've not had much chance to focus on our gruppetto at the moment. Working well, and in fact they're going to be coming in and taking a right hand turn and going to be going into this right-hand turn and coming in the opposite direction. We're going to try and catch a view of them coming. Here comes the main group. So the main group is about to join up with the red beacon here. So the beacon, you can see the difference in pace here with that big group swallows them up. Through they go. And that is the main group. So the main group just passing the red beacon. So if you've got the red beacon on your screens, the red beacon has just been passed by the rest of the group, and the riders behind in ones and twos as they make their way up that straight. We're going to jump in with that leading group at the moment. We're just trying to work out where everyone is. So Darryl Thatchell-Waller right alongside Jimmy Allen, Mike Conley in the gang here, Tillett in the gang, Ferron right in here. Kieran Smith in the right group, Holsworth in here, Dubash, Ferron, Wimble, Bertie Widdowson in here. Good to see Bertie working well in that group. Bertie knows the score, he's ridden this lots, definitely a veteran now. Dale Williams in this group and working nicely. So Chopin in there, Ferret in there, Gale in this pack, Craig Gether in this group, Rob Farty, Isaac Oliver, Big Tez in here, Marco Mori, the man behind Nonnas, is here. The one and only man from Nonnas, responsible with Stefano Baroni for the kit and the hampers going out. A massive thank you to Marco Mori, who sat in this bunch looking strong, back from Tuscany. I know he's been out and around the Tuscan area sampling some of the food, making sure he's in there. And great to have Marco in here. Marco, of course, and Nonna's absolutely legendary in Sheffield. The place to go eat if you're a Donny Chaingang rider. Make sure you go down. Make sure you say hi to the gang down there. A massive thank you to Marco and to Stefano. And those hampers going out. They'll be going out to our two Nonnas winners, Sammy Stewart and Trevor Crehan, two great riders who really do support the gang, both of them, and got to say, great to see them taking that hamper, and looking forward to the picture of you eating it, because I must admit I am very, very jealous, to be honest. Now we're coming in to the kicker of a hill, and the aim here to sit in the pack. So the aim here not to kick too hard over the top. Good to see the messages coming in. Thank you very much, Craig. You've got to agree. Absolutely amazing stuff being done by Marco, by Stefano and all the team. And honestly, if you've not been, why not? I know things at the moment aren't necessarily the easiest to go out, but every time you go there, really safe, really fun. Great food, great drink, really nice atmosphere. We actually went pretty much the moment it reopened to get some support. David Clayton went to Nonnas yesterday for a client meeting. Brilliant, that is fantastic. And exactly, on the way around, go down, go grab a coffee whenever I'm down in Sheffield itself. Always try and call in and grab a coffee on the way through. Make sure you call in some great pasta as well. If you're a fan of cooking and want to make sure you can grab some quality ingredients. Honestly, you think, oh no, it's not. It is brilliant, and got to say, make sure you go down, see Marco, see Stefano, and all the team. The Donny Chaingang, always great down there, and they look after all their customers. It's got to be said. You don't need to know the squad. Now, this bump clearly started to break the gang apart, as it always does. Our leader currently at 23.9. So currently at about halfway. So remember, the aim is to stay around the one and only Jimmy Allen, the Wolf. So the team are working well, just jumping back in with Jimmy. Let's get a little bit of a view of the group round Jimmy. So just about holding together, just coming away from the lakeside. So Jimmy currently at 24.2k as he makes his way in and through. And the group now just breaking up on the front. Not really a surprise, 40 minutes in, halfway through the distance. So this is where the gang working well. looking good. The team looking well on that red beacon as well. Riders coming round. Got to take this right-hand turn. So we take the right turn. As Jimmy says, no dramas. Regroup after the right-hand turn ASAP. Bertie in there. Chris Cannon in. Looks like Russell Osborne. Neil Morning, Kieran in there, Dale Williams hovering in and around that right place to be. All sat in around Jimmy, the front of the pack round that corner already, but looks like everybody's starting to ease off. Remember, the bunch that matters, the only one that matters is the bunch that is sat with our yellow beacon, default yellow beacon, unfortunately not firing onto the shoulders of Jimmy, so Jimmy having to keep on those keyboards. So one of the reasons we're not bouncing backwards and forwards to him too much today. I know normally on a Jimmy Allen ride we'd have put some splits in there, some intermediate sprints. We might have a chat on the way, multiple occasions on the way through, but keeping it pretty simple tonight. Because, of course, Jimmy hampered by the lack of that beacon. Everybody else having to keep the wits about them and making sure that they can get on the wheels. So this group starting to suck in riders on the way through. Great riding by the team around Jimmy. Thank you so much, guys. Really, really important to pull that group back together, to pull that pack together. You can see Rob Wimble in this group. It's like Stedman in here. Booze in the group. Chris Heidel. It really is a who's who of the people we know are going to ride this and ride this well. Mr. Sutcliffe in with the group as well. Matt Nunn. I think sitting in here, Sonia Inslee, Craig Genther, Rich Orrell, just working our way through. Simon Runnett just about tucked in, and quite a lot of riders, not particularly very far in front. If you are up on the front, you're in the wrong place. Remember, key to this is to be sat with the beacon, de facto beacon, that is, of course, Jimmy Allen. So that group really is starting to come back together again. Remember, just taking a little bit of a look. We do have the advantage of being able to keep an eye on the riders with multiple avatars, and doing so at the moment. It looks like the group currently nicely sandwiched around. So remember, don't chase the people who are up the front. The front needs to come back rather than the back try to chase the front. Burst, you got to keep it on two wheels, mate. Heel quick, buddy. So seeing good to see Jimmy in here. Bertie heel well. Just seeing Bertie had a little bit of a tumble in training. Fortunately, Bertie, one of our youngsters, generally the ones who can pick themselves up pretty quick. So Jimmy just nicely in now. This group coming together. See one rider coming back through this group pretty quickly, and just trying to keep an eye out because they need to pick that little pace up. Bit of pace up as this group comes through. The leading group pretty much all together, all around the main man. That is Jimmy Allen. So the gang rolling together well, coming round and through now. Just less than 2 laps left to go. Working well together. Don't panic. Remember, the team are all riding well together here, which is what we want. So the aim is to make sure you stick back and hold on. So stay tight and don't split the group is the instruction from Jimmy. It's all about holding. You see the riders dropping off the front of the screen there. Those were the people who were more than 100 riders in front of or around Jimmy. Remember, it shows the nearest 100 riders to Jimmy. So just making our way down in through the group and running well. So Charlie Mason having a jump off. Thanks, Charlie, for joining us. Normal service will be resumed with a proper yellow over our beacons. Hopefully back on Tuesday. Not quite sure where we're going yet. As soon as I know, you know what the score is, I'll be letting you all know, particularly those members of the DCG gang, Donny Chaingang Supporters Club. Don't forget to join. You know, all you do is donate to the gang. Keeps the show on the road. And the December membership, of course. Say thank you. We are trying to include as many people. Oh, and the Go 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 has gone. Just as just the corporate stuff, the Go 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 has gone. So Jimmy pressing the button and igniting the burners, as the saying goes. So this is where things get interesting because Jimmy Allen has given the signal. Go 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 Go. Now is the time. This is where it gets interesting. This is going to go quick. Oh, good on you, Bertie. Bertie's sticking about 3 if anyone wants the group. Brilliant. Now, thanks, everybody, for playing the game up to this point. Now, the pressure is on because the oomph has gone. The Go, Go, Go has gone. This is where it is about getting up with the leading group. And you can just see it is starting to fracture out on the course. So if we get that camera up in the air here, you can just see our leaders working through. And guess who is on the front? This is the man they have to keep control of. Damien Clayton's been in there helping out, but we've got some big guns with us tonight because it looks to me like Craig Herring and Cam Fraser are not letting him go. Cam's on the mission here. He's quickly up onto his heels. So it is going to be Fraser who comes up onto him, pulls him back first time. Remember, Clayton has the power to go and go again as Kieran Smith back on the front. Good to see Kieran back in with us. Is Kieran going to be able to defeat Clayton? Clayton, remember, has gone for a long one every time, but he has been pulled back. This is what's left of the leading group making its way in along. You can just see Claire Richardson sitting in this group again. Absolutely phenomenal woman doing that ride. She sits with this group. Working in well, just having a little check through the pack here. Looks Isaac Oliver in here. Looks like Butcher's in here as well. Brown in the gang. We know Josh Malin's made it. Potts goes up onto the front. Looks like Jamie Brown. Kieran Brown is in here. Jamie Brown is in as well. So Jamie riding well. Just going to try and get a view of Jamie. I think he's in the big throw. Yeah, he is in the Downey Cycling Coach kit. Riding well. Rich Orrell in here. Potts just tucked on the back. It's that burning coming in and across the group. Now Dale Williams is in here. Now Dale will want it to go to a sprint because Dale and Kieran Smith have been duking it out between the pair of them time and time again. Some amazing sprints between the two of them. But you've got to be able to control the riders on the front of the group. And you can just see once again it is stretching out this is when things get interesting, because once again, the man on the front is Clayton, who's going for it. Now he's got a couple of seconds. Kieran Smith and Simon Booth behind, Fraser behind, Coleman behind. They need to work together. If they work as a group, there is enough firepower to work over Damien. Damien being Mr. Nice Guy today. You've been at the back. You've been helping out with the group. But riding well, he's gone on a bit of a mission. We're going to drop a ride onto the top of him here as he comes in and through. But at the moment, you can see that Clayton on his own, he's not getting as much ground as maybe he normally would do. So at the moment, it is going to be Clayton who is riding. He's the man on the front, this solo rider, but a big pack behind. Go through 33k marker at the moment. Remember, we are just making our way around the side of the big lake here, and you can just see at the moment behind it's Jimmy Allen doing the work here. So this is the chasing group, and Potts comes over the top, Birmingham comes over the top. They are working well together. Behind the sprint is on to stay in that group. Varty in there, Malin in there, Jeff Saysel pushing his way in. Tom Elliott in here. Craig Gether, come on Craig, time to push mate. Mr. Conley, as the legs gone pot, I think they have here. So Gedser trying to get across, Chopping trying to go across. They've got to work hard though. Behind looks like Richardson, currently behind Kieran Brown with Rich Orrell, and then it's going to be Taylor coming in and through. So good group forming back here as well. This is all about making sure you get that group to work together. Now, Genther can see this group working well here. So the blob is fast, the blob is strong. I'm loving Dale Williams' little commentary here. Little messages to everybody. Don't panic. This is a powerful, powerful group. You add this slot, they've got more horsepower down here than the Formula One grid as they are all lined up. This is what we're looking for. Big group. Just riding, leaving Clayton out there, wearing out those looks. It looks like Josh Mayland, whose halo caps we've been giving away. Yep, Josh is the man from Halo. This man here, the Halo caps being given away thanks to the squad at Halo. And Josh nicely tucked into this group. There is indeed strength in numbers. And this is the pack. So here we go. The Wolf Pack is hunting down its victim at the front. They are working together just like wolves down. That's how they bring down the big beast. This is what they've got to do. And the big beast they're after is Clayton, because Clayton is getting caught again. And what they don't want to do is give him an easy time by getting him back in with that group. Now, burning him on the back of the pack. They're leaving him out straight. Now, Kieran Smith, I think that's a classic kick to get up on to the wheels from Kieran there. And you can just see this front group now has come back together again as Fraser goes over the top. And just three riders here. So Fraser goes over the top. Clayton attentive. What you can't afford to do at this stage with this distance is to tow these riders out and too far. So Clayton unable to bring this in. Don't forget, we're going to do a quick flick back. The finish is at 46.8k, 46.8k. That means there's 10k, 6 miles to go. And now you can see that Clayton is sheltering on the back of the group. Now, are they prepared to let it go and make Clayton work to go after individual riders? Are they prepared to work over Clayton? Are they going to leave it to a big sprint? At the moment, the power has dropped right off despite going alongside the lake here. And you can see Booth now on the front. And just the power starting to come up. Coleman goes on the front. Coleman, of course, no stranger to the front of the ride. Neither is Booth, but Coleman it is. Dan Coleman in that light blue. Good to have you back, bud. As they come up over the top, Tom Elliott tucked on the back of the pack. I'll say so. Now moves on the front. Then Birmingham. Then looks like that's going to be Potts in the grey with the orange Swift Z on the back. Now you can just see back over the top. Now Coleman pushes. He's just going clear. Look at the gap that's starting to open. Can he squeeze himself off the front? And the rest of the group, they need to leave it to that one and only person, to Clayton, to come and get him. Is he going to take the bait? Are we going to see Clayton taking the bait. Here is Coleman going to be able to go clear. He's at 2 seconds now. They're waiting to leave it. They're leaving the work here. They're leaving it to him. Potts is not doing silly numbers here. And this is about how long can they wait? How long can they leave Coleman at the front? He's at 4 seconds. Clayton is biding his time here. Is he going to let this all come back? Remember, we've got 10K to go. At the moment, Coleman sits at 4 seconds, and this group, they are behind, and at the moment, he's got the gap. You can just see he's continuing to push, and at the moment, nobody in particular is chasing here. They're just leaving it to roll around. Clayton is sat in there. He's playing the game. He's not letting it go, and this could be handing it across here. So Coleman has gone. They are sitting at 4 seconds. Are they leaving him out to dangle? That's the question. Are they just steadily matching this? And it looks like he's taking a little bit of a rest. Remember, when he hits the line, it will be 1 lap left to go. 1 lap left to go. When he hits the line this time, 1 lap left to go. And this is a dress rehearsal for the real thing. Next time round, will he still be able to stay cleared? Now that group starts to come back together again, as they can see the gantry coming at 2 seconds, and Coleman just eased off. He doesn't want to do the whole lap on his own. So they're going to do a right turn, left turn, round the little loop, left turn, right turn, round the big loop. This is it. 1 more lap to go now. And Coleman just, you can see the numbers currently sitting at 2 5s. Here they come, but the pack is coming quick. Are we going to see a classic counter-attack over the top? Now let's see, it's another attack here. This time around it's Clayton who's gone again. Now Clayton's gone. Can he hold them off? The camera's struggling to stay with him. Everybody's responding. Look at the number of riders into the red to pull this man back. They don't want to give him an inch, do they, at this stage? And look at that. It's a long line now. Who's got the pace to stay with him? Are they going to work with him? Are they going to work against him here? Kieran Smith, the man who's won more Donny Chaingangs than anybody else, taking that title away from Mason. All facts unofficial until proven otherwise. At the moment, it is Kieran Smith, though, a definite proven winner. And all of the gang back together, and Williams comes up over the top. You can just see the gang coming into the climb here. So we're just riding in with Clayton at 8.2, 8.5 watts per kilo. This is one big group still together at the moment. They are keeping everybody together and under control. This is the sprint line on the little loop. Expect to see personal best after personal best. But this group of riders taking it relatively steady. Through they go. Let's see. Yeah, we're still getting a personal best, and they're not on the attack at the moment. They're not on a major chase. They've got the gap at the back of the group. You can just see it's going to be Elliott and Saysel, I think, who are trying to close that gap down. This is Saysel. Behind him is Elliott. He's got to get back into that group. Saysel is going to make the junction. So Saysel gets in there. You can see how quickly he's getting off that power. So Saysel has made it. The question is, who else is going to join him? Can anybody else get back across that gap? I think the nearest suspect would be Tom Elliott, but Elliott at the moment can see that he's not panicking because they are yo-yoing about up in front. We're going to keep our eye in front as well, but Elliott at the moment trying to come through, just watching behind. Another set of personal best coming. If you look at the top right-hand side of your screen, you see, if we look in front, one group, but if we zoom out, there is dot-to-dot groups scattered around Central Park here in New York City for the Donny Chaingang, and at the moment, Elliott riding on his own. He's got 32 seconds on the riders behind. He's got 4 seconds to that leading group, and that leading group is going to be key to taking the top spot. The Wolf is in here, however. If we jump in with the Wolf, we're in with Jimmy Allen here. And Allen sat in with the pack. Remember, this is the little loop we're currently going around. Elliott still sitting at 4 seconds behind this group. And they are making him work really hard. So Orel just about done. So Richard will offer his tee by the look of it as another attack goes off on the front once again. And you can just see the numbers pick up behind. They're all in pursuit. Guess who they're going after? It's Clayton again. Clayton is having to work for this time. And this time it's Brown and Smith who've gone across the gap here. So Brown and Smith have made the junction. Booth, Birmingham, Mayland and co are going to be left chasing now. The smart money is to let Clayton do the work here. As coming across the gap goes Fraser. Fraser's got the gap. He's made... couple of seconds up, half second, 2 seconds, here he comes. Now this is Fraser, who's trying to get onto the back of the street behind him. He's opened up the gap, he's got to get into the heels quick and get into that draft. He won't want more than that 6 metre gappage, otherwise he's in trouble as they coming up on some of our riders on this cut across. They come streaming through here, down past there. I think it's Darren Toplish just going past there, organiser of Round the National Mountain Bike Series next year. Clayton leading this out. Kieran Smith sitting alongside him. These are our leaders. They take that right-hand turn and head off around the side of the smaller lake. They have 6 seconds. 6 seconds now onto this group who are chasing. So the group come off from that joining road, from that umbilical cord that links the two together down the centre. And you can just see people really starting. Looks like Jeff Saysol's legs have just exploded. It looks like Dale Williams sitting in here now. You can see the group in front. They are our leaders. They are only a matter of seconds in front. But has anybody got the power to bring the group? It's 8 seconds, and it's Farty on the front now. He's putting in a big kick as they come alongside the lake. It's 8 seconds to the group in front. They need to work together, or they're not going to bring back Clayton, Smith, Brown, and Gang. And it looks like Clayton not getting too much help on the front. Well, looks like the chat going on at the back. Emma, the Aeonian rider, the DCG yellow leader, earlier on moaning about being cold. Now is warmed up finally. It's kind of Baltic out there just a little bit. Moaning in the summer it was too hot, now moaning it's too cold, I don't know. Now Clayton goes through at 8 watts per kilo. Smith responds to it. He's keeping that pressure on behind. You can just see that Dale Williams is on a mission here. Look at this. Dale Williams is coming, and he's coming quick here. Absolutely sprinting his way across. You can see the riders. Oh, they've got danger now. They've got trouble. Not only do they have the sprinter, Kieran Smith, they've got the sprinter, Dale Williams. Williams has just about made contact at the back there. Big kick. He's bridged across an 11-second gap. And if he wins the sprint after this, that is going to be some riding as he makes his way onto the back of the group. Now reminds them, guess what, boys? You just got the on-form sprinter, the man who has been killing it in the sprints recently. His timing has been slightly out. Kieran Smith, the master of the timing. He's ridden all these because he's absolutely amazing when it comes to this. But Williams, look at his heart rate, 189, sitting there with Clayton. And now this has suddenly got even more interesting. We have a group of 6 riders. We have Jamie Brown, Kieran Smith, and Clayton's gone again. Clayton not wanting to leave it to that sprint. And remember, they've still got a long way to go as they come around the side of the lake and back down. They've got to get themselves back into that sprint point. Currently about 4 seconds, 4K to go. But that kick there from Clayton has taken Smith and Brown. And it's Fraser and Williams who can't respond. They're at 4 seconds. And remember that Dale Williams had just bridged across. He'd have had legs like jelly after that bridge across. And then a mean attack there from Clayton, who went again. Now, can Fraser and Williams do anything about this? They've got 2 right-hand turns and a run back into the line to do something. But look at the gap now. Clayton back on the front doing the work. They're leaving him up on the front. Jamie Brown along with Kieran Smith tucked in to the wheels. They've got the gap on Williams. Now it's going to be a real interesting sprint between these 3. You've got the Downing Cycling coach Brown. That's the rider in the grey and green of Downing Cycling. You can just see the coaching works emblazoned on the back there. And it looks to me like Jamie riding strong. Tucked in nicely. Kieran Smith sits second wheel as Clayton winds it up again. So Clayton winding it up. He's up at nearly 9 watts per kilo now. He knows he's on the return leg. Once he's done this right-hand turn, he's looking to break the 2 riders behind. Jamie Brown now puts a big kick over the top of that hill, over that little rise. They're going to come up, in and through. They've got the red beacon just in front of them. And at the moment, Brown and Smith are the riders with the work to do. They've got Clayton just in front. And this time round, it is the 2 riders against Clayton, not that big pack. So Clayton had attacked, had brought it down. He took it down to group of 3. He's then gone clear of the group of 3. Can he stay clear? Currently sitting at 3 seconds. There's the red beacon in front. Now he's going to go whistling past our beacon, doing a great job. Well done to Richard. Thank you, of course, to all of our beacons who are out on the road. As red beacons, it is a volunteer task that's done by the teams. Everybody wants to do it. It's a great job to do. As Langmead now sees Clayton coming through. Absolutely rocketing now. These are the chasers, and it is Smith and Brown. But if you look at the numbers, that gap is just opening. They've got 15 seconds on Varty and the Wolf himself. Tucked in here, Potts in here as well. At Brown at the moment is giving ground to Clayton consistently as they come up this climb. But then they've got this sort of long, fast section. You can just see it alongside the lake, the slight right, slight left. And then you start to come back past. And as Richard says, they absolutely flew past him. They was absolutely, I think it was like being passed by a fighter jet as they came in and through. Kieran on the front. Brown sits in second wheel here. And is Kieran going to start kicking out? So Clayton leading this now, 15 seconds. 15 seconds for Clayton at the front of the group. 14 over Kieran, 15 over Jamie Brown, 26 seconds back. You can see that the group is yo-yoing, and behind him you can see this is the big chasing group. Sandwiched in between, the jam in the sandwich, Kieran Smith and Jamie Brown. But the man who is going to cross the finishing line first, he's going to get hold of the shams if all goes to plan. It is Clayton. He played them like a well-strung violin, because he waited until they were stretched right to the limit, and then he gave an extra bit of vibration by kicking again, and that absolutely snapped the strings off him, because you could just see as Dale managed to get back in. The danger recognised by this man. He kicked clear. He got 3 riders away, including himself, but what an attack again. Now able to sit at 6.5 watts per kilo, now pushing in. And it is going to be about who can stop Clayton taking the win. We might have to have a few more match special courses with a view that we build it to make this man's life hard. But what a ride. Once again, Damien Clayton doing the business here today after all that hard work early on. Comes in and across the line behind the sprint is wound up. It's currently going to be Kieran Smith who's got the gap here. So Clayton does an amazing job after having raced his way in and through and ridden around that beacon, helping him out. Then takes the win from Kieran Smith, who comes across in second place. Third place is going to be Jamie Brown, and this is why they didn't want to take him. Williams, oh, he's through the gantry so quick, we can't even stay with him. So Williams comes through, then it is Booth, Coleman, Mayland along with Birmingham Potts, Jimmy Allen the Wolf, Isaac Oliver, Richard Farty going through. Absolutely flying out there, and you can just see everybody is off the gas now, and I am not surprised out on that circuit. So they're in and through now. You can just see Jeff Sayso closing in. The red beacon's going to hit the line with 1 lap to go. Some great attacking there on the way through, some great riding. Jeff Sayso going to be our next rider. He's currently got, though, Evans on his wheel. The finish is going to come up real quick, though. Has anybody got the pace? Here we go. Evans has seen it, but Saysel's having none of it. Saysel takes the kick from those 2 behind. Then Genther gets it just from Herring. And Osman, Taylor, Leach and Co. You can see big gang coming through here. And well done to Richardson, who I think I've just seen come through. She's our fastest female finisher today. Once again, Claire Richardson showed she is on some serious form. Kicking away in through. Brown goes through. Mantis on the way down. Neil Tukey on his way in. Neil already a winner today. Getting the fastest fingers kick as he goes in and through. So Damien Clayton not won on Thursday yet. He has today as he goes through. Then Donahoe goes through. Wimble, Runnett, Catley all going through. Next rider through is going to be Samuel. He goes through the next group. This is quite a big group here. So this is going to be the riders who are left. So you've got the Aeonian rider in here. That is going to be Emma. She's our WOW DCG leader. Are we going to see a sprint from Emma as she comes into the line? Seeley's opened it up early. You could just see a kick from Seeley. Can she close down on the Aeonian rider? Is the yellow beacon going to be caught napping? She isn't on the rise. Oh, just edges it today. So it is Emma and Tracy, the second and third women in and through the line. With them for company, Chris Ball doing a great ride here once again. Then it's going to be Garfa leading this next group. Absolutely superb ride. Great leadership by Jimmy. Got to say, really difficult circumstances when you don't have that beacon, but he made it look effortless out there. Now, Garford goes in and through. Behind him, big chasing pack, and you can just see Callum, Johnson, Coleman, Briggs, Mason, and Co going in and through. And Wilson goes through. Bertie Widdowson, and now our next rider heading into the line. Just ahead, I think, of Joe Jarvis, Aeonian teammate of Emma on the way in. So good riding by Bertie once again, and not afraid of making sure everybody knows exactly what they're meant to be doing. And good to have the youngster working well. That was serious, a bit of oomph on the way into the line as Widdowson goes through. Next up is going to be Russ Senior. So Senior's going to come in just ahead here. Joe Jarvis comes in underneath the gantry immediately behind. Then it's going to be Ian Bale. So Bale is currently makes his way in through the line. Then I think we're looking at the Andy Halls group as our next group. Who's going to come in out of this desperate bunch here? Halsey, we know he's bound to kick for the line. He's gone for it. He went early, and you've got to go early here because it doesn't have to come up fast. Here we go. Andy Hawes has gone early, and he went for it at the right timing. Absolutely spot on. So Hawes, Cannons, Phillips, SL68, then Main, then it's going to be our rider from Sherwood Pines, Hutton through Hayward as well. Olsworth just on the way into the line. So Matt Knoll really pushing on here. So Knoll goes in under the line. He's just ahead of Olsworth. Then it's going to be Skinner. Skinner continuing to push. Who's behind? Well, he's got the gap here. So looks like Skinner's going to be our next rider in and through the line. Great riding here by Dominic Skinner to stay clear. And it looks to me like Julie Leodis has gone early here. She's going to take out Beefy. She has. Beefy comes through behind. So Leodis in the green and black gives it a phenomenal kick in there. Then it's Beefy, McDermott, Lone Rider, Andy Scullin, Gregory Davis, Chris Iredale on the way to the line. So Davis and Iredale, the next two riders in towards the line here. So Davis from the team at Cystic Fibrosis is going to come through. Then it's going to be Chris Iredale. Iredale, the man behind the Velo Skin. And if you doubt, make sure you use it. It's absolutely amazing stuff. Revolutionise getting all aero. That is for short. Then it's going to be Neil Robinson. Robinson with Ferron just behind him. We know Ferron's going to probably put a big kick in for the line here. So Ferron with the full disc wheel set. And interesting choices out there with the disc wheel set because it is such a bumpy course. But with all of that downhill, it definitely makes a difference. Now, group of three. And interesting, I think Sonia back in with Paul Hunsley again. Now, Paul, one of our newer riders, tucks into the group. They have a decent run in for the line. Still plenty of people out on course making the way in. But Hunsley, he's got to watch out here. Now, Hunsley on that Tron bike. You've got Inslee on the green machine. And then tucked in, you've got Tillett as well. Simon Tillett, man 3 in that line. So we have Hunsley on the front. And Inslee is sitting off here. We know she's going to kick. We know she's going to go for it. She starts to push maybe a little bit early, but she's winding it up. Is she just going to snap them clear? She'll know that gantry's coming. Here it comes now. She's out the saddle and the kicker's gone. And the others are left wanting once again. Sonia Inslee just showing why you never want to tow this woman to the line. She's absolutely flying when she gets set behind. Hunsley kicking in to the line. He goes through ahead of Tillett. And it's time to shut it down behind. Then it's going to be Topless. And Topless and Cookie are next two riders out on course. So Sarah Grimshaw pushing to try and close that gap down on Darren Topless. But Topless should have this. He's got that gap coming around the turn at the moment. So Topless in and through the line. Next rider in is going to be Miss Cookie. And Cookie pushes in and through the finish. Should then be Atkinson. So it's going to be Bradley Atkinson, our next rider in. Once that's happened, we're going to jump across hopefully to Jimmy Allen, who is hopefully going to be on the other end of the phone line fairly shortly. But Atkinson, our next rider, who's going to make his way into the line here. So good riding by Atkinson, just pushing his way down the straight here. He's going to come in and through the line, and we're going to jump across hopefully to Jimmy, who's going to be coming in. At the moment we see Bradley come in and through the line there. So great riding by Bradley Atkinson. Doing the business once again out on Gotham Grind, a tough course for our riders, and you can see just how much damage it does to the riders there very quickly onto a shutdown the moment they go through there. Let's jump across and let's bring in Jimmy, who is out hopefully warming his legs down one way or another. Jimmy, how are the legs doing? That was pretty brutal.
Oh, man, that is a tough course. It's good, though. It's a good racing course, isn't it? I mean, it just gives you enough to cause those splits, and yeah, it makes it interesting. And you know, Damien, oh my God, just killing everybody. But yeah, it's good. It's good to try and yeah. I mean, he's a class above, but you know, it's nice to sort of try and keep up and respond. But yeah, he's so strong. It's just it's brutal just trying to follow his wheel.
Well, we saw, didn't we? The initial attack broke the group down to maybe 20, 30 riders. Then he broke it down to about 15. And then he went clear. And 15 riders were starting to come together. And 10 of you managed to pull him back. And it's that strength in numbers. And I was seeing the don't panic coming out of the group. And it's right. Working as a group together, it always counts. And you've got to wonder, had the likes of Kieran and Co not gone with not gone with him, would you have had the distance to pull him back? So if Kieran and Jamie Brown didn't go with him, would you as another group been able to have pulled him back once again, or would you have had just ridden to a solo victory? That'd
have been my tactic. I think he's just so strong. You've got to leave him out there and sort of work together and sort of bring him back, because I think that's your only hope. He's obviously he's so strong. You can get on his wheel and he can still ride you off his wheel. So I think, you know, leave him out there to cook, as Sean Kelly would say. And yeah, just hope that you can work as a group and catch him and pip him on the line. I think that's the thing to do, I think. But as I say, he's so strong, he'd still win anyway. But yeah, it's worth a try. But like I say, it's good fun trying different things. And I was sort of sat in sort of with a group, and you're just hoping you bring a few back and, you know, maybe get him going for a podium place somewhere. But it's whichever way it is, it's always brutal and it's a good workout.
And that's what we aim for. That's what we aim for every time. And I think we're going to see plenty of PBs and plenty of new FTPs being set out on this, because it's hilly and it's bumpy, and it just encourages you just to push, because you think, oh, it's just a little rise, so then I'll keep pushing that little bit, and it's another little rise, and I'll just keep pushing that little bit. And actually, once you've done it, you just keep on pushing that little bit of recovery in between. It makes that difference, and you've just got to keep going to that finish line. But if you're having a bad day, I always think this course is horrible, because it really hurts. Particularly, you can just see our Red Beacon. They're on that nasty sort of 10% kick up towards the lake, and that every time gets me, I must admit.
But that's the thing as well with this course. Even though those little rises are hard, if you can just stay on the wheel over the other side, you can there's enough time to recover a little bit at least. You know what I mean? So if you can just stay on the wheel. So again, it's one of those courses where it does make you think a little bit, which I prefer, to be honest. And I've just got to say, by the way, thanks to everybody. I mean, that was a bit. I mean, keep saying it was a bit of a concern at first, with no beacon, but how brilliant was the gang tonight, just staying together and working as a team. Just fabulous, brilliant.
Absolutely awesome to see everybody coming back. And I mean, Damien just giving everybody a hand coming back. We've just been talking about him winning, but he was one of a number of riders, people like Bertie, with us, and only a youngster, but just keeping it together, keeping a time check, making sure people come, just keeping an eye when it rolls, keeping off the front, and doing a great job. And that's what we want. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
When that group works together, it is astounding, and that is what the Chaingang's all about, working together and getting a better workout, and it worked tonight. And I've got to agree with you 100%. I've got to say a big thank you, though, Jimmy. Great leadership, great communication, definitely enough to be able to put the messages out there and keep everybody stitched together, because without that, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah, well, I say it's down to the team, and it's like I say, it's nice to be given the challenge of doing that, but it is all down to everybody else. But just another thing, I was at my daughter's Christmas show tonight at school, and I was sat in one of those little school chairs for primary schools.
Yep.
Sat on one of those for an hour and a half. Oh my God, it was painful, because they stack them together with no leg room. And I'm thinking, oh God, I don't know what's more painful, this or the Chaingang. But I can honestly say I've made my mind up. It's definitely the Chaingang.
That says it all. At the moment, the Chaingang is more painful than the school chair in a primary school.
Yeah,
definitely. Mate, it's my daughter's a little bit older, just in senior school now, but I have to say, it doesn't get any better. School chairs just don't improve at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's a given, pretty much. Well, hopefully you won't have to endure that before the next Chaingang. We're going to let you go, Jimmy, and get warmed down, and we're going to follow Mr. Tickhill and Mr. Langmead in. And thank you once again, and of course, thank you for the ho-ho-ho DCG, because some great winners tonight. So congratulations to Chris, to Sammy, and to Mr. Tukey as well.
Yeah, cheers, Matt. Thanks for helping us out, and thanks for great commentary as always.
No, well, it was slightly different tonight. There was a degree of management going on, but and maybe not up to the usual non-stop flow. But you know what? That's the reason we do it all together, because when it works really well. So cheers, Jimmy.
Good fun.
Enjoy. We'll catch you soon. Cheers, mate.
See you later. Bye.
So great to catch up with Jimmy Allen and the team here working in, and you can just see the gang just starting to make the way along the side of the lakeside. Just been joined by Indy the Trail Dog, who is going to be keeping an eye on the riders as they make their way up and around this turn. So this is the final right-hand turn that the riders need to do. And you just see a kick here from Tickers up over that rise. So our riders, once they come around this turn, they come back along the lakeside with the lake on the right-hand side once again, and then they will be dropping down into the finishing gantry. So our riders on the next kicker here coming up, and it is Tickers and Langmead, our dynamic duo on this climb. You can just see the lakeside on the right hand side, the apartment buildings on the left hand side, and no coincidence we've come over to New York on Nonna's week when we're giving away those fantastic Nonna's hampers. It's also, of course, the anniversary of the death of John Lennon this week, so definitely a timely reminder of why we've gone to New York. Some inspirational song writing from John, and of course the two on here hopefully getting some inspiration from our Fast Pro riders, and Mr. Langmead doing a great job. We know Rich, one of our quick riders, but you can just see at the moment he is doing the red beacon job, which is one of the most rewarding most rewarding roles on the chain gang, is looking after the riders making the way in and around. Great job to do. Our current group of riders ends at the end of December. We will let you know the plan from there on in and when we need some more. At the moment, of course, the focus on the 12 DCGs of Christmas. So nearly at the top of the long drag, they're about to get level with the side of the lake wall. Now the drop down starts, and they're going to be taking the right hand turn. You don't need to thank me, Mr. Langmead. Our red beacons are absolute superstars, every single one of them, and the volunteer work done by people on the chain gang is why we definitely were looking to look after the club and to reward the club who keep the show on the road. The DCG gang and all the riders are what make the chain gang. Myself and Russ, we are just a small part of what makes it happen. It's every single person. You take away one part out of that, whether it's our riders, our beacons, the work done behind the scenes, the Facebook pages, all what makes the club what it is, what makes the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang work. So a massive thank you to everyone who has been involved from the start. Now, Langmead continues to push here. He's got tickers in, and these two know that they're into the final few hundred metres now, because that gantry is tucked around the left-hand sweeping turn that's coming up here. So tickers now will know that that gantry is on its way. Langmead sits on his wheels coming in. They're going to come past that right-hand turn where the start is. We're just riding in with tickers towards the edge here, so we go past the pens, and tickers has gone for this. So this is what we want to see. Doesn't matter whether you are the man on the front, the back, the middle, or anywhere in between. Every single one of our riders have put in everything into this ride. Come on, Mark, final kick in, and through the line he goes, and tickers knows he can ease off. A big thank you to Mr. Langmead, Rich on the back here. So our riders now onto the warm down. Remember, all of our rides fix point finish, so in this case the lap board, and then the riders who are out there, they get to warm down and steadily take it through to the finish. So from me, Matt Payne, from Jimmy, from Rich, and from everyone on the chain gang, enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday. If you're down at Cycler Park over the weekend, I'll catch up with you down there. And remember, enjoy your riding. We'll see you on the next Donny Chaingang.